Hey guys. All right, so we did that little Kerbal thing yesterday, and um, got me to thinking about it and stuff. And I've been doing a lot of the Factorio stuff and a little bit of the 7 Days to Die stuff, and it's not much variety there. So I think we're going to go ahead and actually do a Kerbal series. I know it's an old game, but it's a game I used to love to play all the time. One of the things I think I'm going to do, as opposed to doing career, which you got to worry about money and reputation and all of that. We're just going to go pure science. I don't want to go sandbox and give us everything. I do want to still have to work for some of the stuff, but I think we're going to do science. Science means we got to earn science, but everything else, we don't have to pay for our rockets and stuff like that. Um, and we're going to call it the search for snacks, because all good Kerbals need snacks. That's what Kerbals live off of. So let's go ahead and get ourselves started here, um, and get ourselves going. So, with with the science thing, in order to go up the tech tree, we've got to earn ourselves some science. So we got to go out and we got to get science. So that's the first thing we're going to work on. We can't buy anything until we got that. We have very limited parts that we can do anything with. We really don't have much at all in the space plane hangar that we can do anything with. We could kind of go out and just like sit on the runway. We couldn't take off from the runway and what have you. So we're not going to worry about the runway yet. We're not going to worry about spacecraft yet. We are going to get into that hopefully fairly quickly, though, because we're going to allow us to build a rover. Because one of the things with the science is you can take a lot of readings from each of the different biomes, and that's how you get your science. You take readings on the ground, you take readings above it, you take readings high above it, etc., etc. Well, in Kerbal, this is considered, the launch pad is considered a biome, the tracking station is considered a biome, the research and development, each of these buildings is a separate biome. So right here we can get a lot of science right here from the runway and everything else. And then there's the grasslands right outside of that. And then of course there's the water outside of this as well. So just in this area alone is a metric crap ton of science. But we got to be able to get it. We got to be able to get to it. So the first thing we're going to need is enough science to be able to get some science instruments and build a rover. So we're going to start out, and this is a little bit of a grind to start. We're going to go ahead and we're going to build ourselves a little rocket just to kind of get us up off the ground, get us going, get us doing what we need to do. So we're going to do utility. All right, we're going to throw that puppy on there. Then we're going to throw what little tiny bit of science we can actually take right now, which is not much. Only science we can do is mystery goo. We're going to do 4 of them, I think. We'll start off with 4. That'll get us 1 on the ground, 2 going up, 1 when we get down, and we'll go from there. In addition to that, we'll be able to do a crew capsule and what have you. Now, remember me saying before, you have different careers for each of your Kerbals. You have pilots, you have scientists, you have engineers. Pilots, of course, they pilot the ship. Scientists will allow you to take when you take data, you can actually take the data out of this and reset it if you have a scientist. Pilots and engineers can't reset these, so they're not reusable. Engineers are going to fix crap. Okay? So later on, when we do this, we're going to take Bob because he is our scientist. But for right now, we're just going to take Jebediah. It doesn't really matter. We're not going to be able to store a lot of science, so we're just going to go ahead and do what we can do. So let's go on out to the launch pad. Now, the other thing with the research branch of this game is everything is already completely upgraded, so you don't have to pay to get upgrades for your launch pad and things like that, which is kind of nice. All right, so we're going to take one of the ones off of the back simply because it's going to be easier to get to for right now. We're going to take a science there. We're going to take a crew report on the ground. We're going to EVA, and we're going to take an EVA report, and we are going to take a surface sample. Now, when I enter this, it's gonna store the surface sample and the EVA and stuff in the capsule. Hopefully that'll allow me to take a second one outside. I don't think no, because I won't have enough space. So we're gonna have to do it multiple times until we get some storage space to be able to do it. But that will give us the maximum amount of science that we can get here. Now, one of the things with this is it's an issue of diminishing returns. I can get more science from here from the goo. I'm just going to get less each time until I finally get none. So there we go. We got that going. We're going to go ahead and head up. And as soon as we head up, we're going to kind of tilt a little bit over towards the ocean so we can get a second biome. Maybe we can get some of these shores and get the maximum amount of science that we can get. So we're going to go ahead and take off. Let's set our SAS. Let's check our staging, make sure we got the right staging. And off we go. So we're going to try and get out here over the shore a little bit. And now that we're up, we're going to go ahead and take another goo, flying at Kerbin. We're going to get another one as soon as we get up as high as we can go. No, that's still flying at Kerbin, but that's okay. Deploy our parachute so that we don't die on the way down. If we get going too fast, we hit terminal velocity and we have problems. So we want to get our parachute up while we have the opportunity to do so. Looks like we're going to land in the water, which is good because then that's going to give us a different biome for our science, so we should get the maximum amount of science from it. And we're almost down. As soon as we get down, we will take another goo reading. And that's going to give us goo reading on Kerbal Shores. Wobbles around in a container and starts to seep out the holes. Nice. Sounds like Jello. Alright. So let's see what we got for science. Let's see what that gave us. So that gave us 33 science. That's not a bad start. So we'll go in here and let's look at our science tree. Now, down here is some more instrumentation. We got a barometer, we got a Science Junior, we got a thermometer. So we want to head down this tree. But in addition to that, we want to get here so we can get steerable wheels, and we want to get here so we can get rover wheels because they're powered and stuff like that. So we're concentrating mainly right now on like this part of the tech tree. But we've only got 33 right now. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go after these science instruments that are going to give us a bit more science that we can take. So that gives us 13. Do we need... I don't think we need the hammer yet. I think we're going to want to wait. We're gonna save that, get our 45, get our science junior, because that's going to give us a butt ton of science. And then we'll start working on some of these other ones. So we're basically going to do the same thing that we just did, only this time we're going to add some more scientific instrumentation to it. We're going to add the stuff that we just got. So we're going to throw on a barometer, and we're going to throw on a thermometer. Okay? So now we can take more science, right? And like I say, we can do it from different biomes. So when we launch this time, we're not going to immediately take our EVA report, and we're not going to immediately take our ground sample, because we can only store so much in the capsule. We can only store so much information. We want to get as much as we can. We've already taken from here. So, like I say, rule of diminishing returns, we're not going to get as much. So we're going to try and go, rather than going in the water this time, we're going to try and go over on the land somewhere, right? We're going to get on this land somewhere. That'll be a fresh biome. We'll be able to get some more science from it, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to rotate a little bit so that I can see where I'm going, and we're going to try and go up and off this direction. All right. So let us go ahead and set our SAS, check our staging, and off we go. And like I say, immediately we're going to go over to try and get over this grassland some, get away from the space center as best we can. Try and straighten this puppy back up so that we're sort of going straight up. There we go. All right, now let's see crew report if this will give us Kerbin Shores. See, so that's changed. We're now on Kerbin Shores, which is what we want. So we're going to go ahead and take one here. We're going to take one of these. We're going to take one of these. We're going to pop our chutes. We're going to take another one. Flying a Kerbin, not a lot of science. We're going to take it anyway. As soon as we slow down from the parachutes, we will go ahead and do an EVA. You know what? We're going to do the EVA on the ground. It doesn't really matter. Let us go ahead and take another one, so because this should be flying a Kerbin for. No, we're not going to worry about that one then. We'll wait till we get down. Boink. Now this should be Kerbin Shores. Yep, sure. Okay, so we're going to get 3 science from that. We need 3 science from that, or however many. 2.4 from that. We're going to EVA. We're going to take an EVA report. We are going to take a surface sample report. We're going to get back in. I don't think we can get a crew report because, yep, we already got a crew report. Since we're here, we will go ahead and run these as well. All right. And then we'll do a recovery. See what that gave us for science. We got 53 now. All right. So now we should be able to get our science junior because it's 45, right? And that's going to leave us 8. Like I say, we're going to want this, which is going to be 90, but that's going to give us solar and stuff like that. And it's going to give us the wheels, but that's all right. For right now, because we need to head over here and get these wheels, which means we got to get this 5, this 18, and this 45, right? That's our next path. So we'll take the 5 because we got 8. So that leaves us, we got to get 18, and 45 is 63. So we need 60 science. Well, now we've got our science junior. Okay, so we can start taking some science. We also have experimental storage unit. I don't know if we have a means of storing it yet, but what this experimental storage unit will do is it will allow us to take extra science and put it in our craft. We're not going to be limited to what we can hold in the capsule. So let's go ahead and go back over here and take a look, see what we can build. All right, let's take this off. Let's see if we have the means. That's a fuel tank. Yes, we have a service bay now. So what we can do is we will be able to put a service bay in here. We can open the doors. We can take a cargo store. We can take a, where was it? We'll find it here. So now we have our experimental storage unit. We can take that experimental storage unit and place it inside, right? Now we have a place to put it. We can store extra science in here. It will store, I think it stores 2 more science or 3 more science, something like that. It can store other things, but that's what we're really kind of wanting it for, is to be able to store our science. So there we go. So now the next thing we want is our science junior, right? And then we're gonna tack this on here just to get us up and get us going out there. And we're gonna go ahead and we want some extra protection for landings because we don't want all of this to go boom up. So we're gonna go, let's go 3. And then drug shoot small, high up, certainly not to stop you smashing the ground, but slow us down. All right, so we're going to use a couple of these. We're going to throw a couple of these on here to hopefully slow us down a little bit on our way down, because we have just added a crap ton of weight. It'll hopefully slow us down enough that we don't die, right? All right, so now we're going to be able to take a bunch more science. We're not going to go very high, but we're going to be able to take our science junior from the pad and things like that, right? Now, one of the things that I want to do is I want to rotate this so that I have access to it. I don't know that I will be able to reach that. I should be able to reach that from EVA without having to get out of the craft now. I want the doors on the side where I can reach in there and add to that. I think that's going to do us right there. We are going to add a little bit of aerodynamic stability to our craft. Hopefully that helps. Close the doors. All right, let's take this outside and see what we can get from this. How are we doing? It's been 20 minutes. We're doing pretty good for 20 minutes. All right, so here we are again. Now, because of the fact that, oh, sugar, you know what? Let's revert this flight back to the assembly hangar. I want to change my crewman out. Now that we've got storage space, let's take out Bob. Let's take out Jebediah. Let's put in Bob. Okay, he really doesn't have to do much flying. This is a straight up and a straight down flight. But this is going to allow me to be able to, in theory, reset different things. So we're going to go ahead, even though it's not going to give us much. In fact, I don't think this is going to give us much at all down here. Especially for the goo, since we've done it so many times. Yeah, 0.7, that's not going to give us much. But this one, now we've got our new piece of science gear. We can conduct a material study. That's going to give us 7.5 science. It's a fair bit of science, right? We are going to take a crew report and see if that's not going to give us any science. We're going to do an EVA and see if that's going to give us any science. It's not. Take a sample. Is that going to give us any science? That is going to give us science. But now, instead of putting it in our capsule, we're going to store it in our storage bay, in our experimental storage unit, right? So now we can turn around and we can reset this. Okay, and we can close these doors, and then he can go back on board, and we can reuse this now. So when we take off, we can do this again, get ourselves some science in the air, and then when we land, depending on where we land, we can also get ourselves some science on the ground, and all of that will add up. So we're going to go ahead and turn our SAS on. We are going to add another stage, and we're going to put our drogue chutes in their own stage. Make sure we got the right ones. Those are the two drogue chutes. That is the main chutes. That should slow us down, and then that should stop. It should land us. That should be everything we need. Let us go ahead and go for broke. And we're going to try and go out over the ocean again as best we can. See if we can't land in the ocean a second time. Take ourselves some material studies. Our drogue chutes will help us to not die when we come down. We're going to go ahead and take another goo. No, we're not going to take a goo. Are we going to take a pressure? Not going to take a pressure yet. All right, it's going to take us towards the water, and this should flip for us when we get closer. There we go. Now we're going to flip. All right. Now maybe, if we're going slow enough, we can EVA here real quick. Take an EVA report. Are we close enough that we can... We are not close enough that we can collect this data, restore this, board. That was weird. So there we go. So now let's see if we can do a material study here. Yep. Okay. Grab that. Grab that. Grab that. Can we do another crew report? Not going to do us anything here. All right. We will do our material study. Sure, we'll do one here. And then we will, when we get on the ground, we will get our data out. Well, let's see if we can get our data out now. Open. Collect the data. Store the data. Restore the Science Junior. Get back in their craft, and when we hit the ground, we should be able to grab it again. I wonder if, yeah, now that we're there, we can get rid of these two. Yes, I know. When we get close to the ground, we will go back to normal speed. Alright, now we're back to normal speed. We'll let this land. We'll do one more set of data readings from in the water. And hopefully that gives us a whole crap ton of science. Alright, so we want a goo reading. We want a barometer reading. We want a temperature reading. We want a Science Junior reading. We're going to try and do an EVA. See if this will give us an EVA report. And give us a surface reading, and then we'll board, and then we'll recover the vessel, and let's see how much science we got this time. Oh yes, 73, nice. It's not the 90 that we need, but this will get us headed in the right direction. That'll give us 18 for the stability, which will give us Our steering wheels that we need. We are going to want flight control so that we can get, oh no, we just need the 90. That gave us our steering wheels. That gave us our wheels that we can use to steer with. We need 90 points of science is all we need to get our rover wheels. And we need another 90 for photovoltaic. But we do have batteries now. So yeah, so there we go. We're getting there, guys. We got a little bit more science to do to grab, the same as we've been grabbing. We're going to grab some science from, as a matter of fact, let me see something here. If we go back here, this should give us our rocket, right? If we do this, I think we can do something here. Save our rocket, right? Untitled spacecraft is because we didn't name it. If we get out of here, I think we can do something a little tricky here. I'm not sure, but I think we can. I think we can load cancel. Maybe we can't. Maybe we can't. But you know what we can do? We can take our untitled spacecraft. We have other launch sites. We have the Boomerang launch site and a desert launch site. We can take this rocket as it is, and we can go to a Boomerang site. I think it counts as a different biome. Let's find out. Where is our Boomerang site? Why? Why did it not? Will it let us go to the desert site? Maybe. Yes. All right. So I think this is a completely different biome. It certainly looks like it, right? Yes, it does. So now, I do believe, I could be wrong, but let's find out. Let's take a crew report. Desert launch site, full science. Yes, and baby. All right, so then we can take a material study. We can take a goo study. We can take all of our studies, and this is going to give us a huge chunk of science. Right? Take a surface sample. Okay, and then if we collect our data, and then we store all of our let's open this. Let's take the one out of here. Let's store everything that we can in there. So it'll take 4. All right, good. Then we can restore that. Oh, no, we can't, because it is not. Damn it. We took the wrong person. All right. Close the doors. We can still do our other science. We can still do our other science. If we go up, we can do this, this, this. At the top of our trajectory, we will do it again. We will do a crew report. We will do an EVA report. And then when we get on the ground, we will do another one. Get our capsule straightened out here best we can. There we go. And then we can drop our drogues. Speed ourselves up till we get down to the ground and get ourselves a bunch more science. Jeb just kind of hanging out, looking around. Out of the little tiny window. All we got's the one window. Got no friends with him, no nothing. Alright, we're down under 1,000. Let's go back down to regular speed. Unfortunately, because we didn't take a scientist with us, we can't take another material sample, but I still think this is going to give us a decent amount of science. So we'll take a goo observation from the ground, take a barometer, take a temperature. See if we can take a crew report. We can't right now, but we can EVA, take this data, maybe store it in here. Alright, so we got 6 stored in there. Now we should be able to take an EVA report, a surface sample, and I love the description on some of this stuff, man. It's pretty fun. And then board and take a crew report, And then that should be everything that we are able to take, because we couldn't reset this. Recover the vessel. Let's see what it gave us for science. Let's see how close we're getting to where we want to be. Because by the end of this episode, I want to be able to build a rover. That's going to give us a ton of science. All right, so we got 76. Let's go on in here, see what that's going to give us. We need 90 for that, and we need 90 for that. Or, yeah. That's the two we need. We got everything else we want. Right? We need the 90 for that. And the 90 for that. That's the biggie right there. Because I think we've got a battery. So we got to get the 90 for this. And then we can worry about the battery. So now we need to do this the right way. We need to swap out our crew. Get rid of Jeb. Put in Bob. Then we're going to launch. We're going to try this Woomerang thing again. See if we can launch from Woomerang. See if it doesn't get stupid. I may have clicked the wrong button before. I think I clicked the wrong button before. I think I exited the building. I don't think I clicked on the right thing. So now we are at Woomerang in the middle of nowhere. But now we have Bob Kerman. So we can actually reset this stuff. So we're going to go ahead and take our barometric pressure. We're going to take our temperature. We're going to take our goo. We are going to take our material science. We're going to take a crew report. We're going to EVA. We're going to take an EVA report. We're going to take a surface sample. We're going to collect this data. We're going to take this data. We're going to open this sucker up, put everything in there, right? Then we're going to restore this, close that up, put Bob back in the capsule, and we're going to take off. And as soon as we take off, we're going to take our sciences, and then we're going to go from there. All right, so SAS is on. Staging is right. Up we go. Conduct the study. Yes. Conduct the study. Yes. Get this out on our way. Log our pressure. Log our temperature. EVA. Open. Ah! Damn it. All right. I forgot to pop my parachutes. All right. We could have let it fall and let it die, but we're trying to get through this, trying to get this science. We're definitely going to be blowing plenty of stuff up later. All right. Log our pressure. Log our temperature. Log our goo. Log our material studies. Log our crew report. EVA. Log our EVA. Log our sample. Open this up. Collect this data. Put everything in there. Take the data. Put that in there. Restore this. Close these doors. Put Bob back in the capsule. Make sure everything's right. Turn on our SAS. We're going to get this out of our way so we can get to these. Crew report. That way I don't forget the damn thing. EVA report. Store experiment. Can we get the stuff out of this one? Sorry, Bob. I know it's bouncy ride. Collect the data. Restore it. Store the experiment. Close the door. Get back in. Observe the goo. Observe the pressure. Observe the temperature. Turn our SAS back on so that stops doing its thing. All right, now we just got to wait for it to land. All right, our big chutes are open. We can get rid of our drogues. Yes, I know. I don't turn off the warning because if I turn off the warning, then I am going to kill myself. Did a good job, Bob. Now we got one more set of readings to take, and your job here is done. This will give us a bunch of science between all of these, and then we can start getting all the science out of the Space Center. As long as we don't crash into the tree. All right, it fell over, but it didn't fall over so that we can't get out. We are good to go. So let us take our science. Kerbal grasslands. Materials so little sign of change that one of the samples appears to be judging you slightly. Well, I'm used to being judged. All right, so can we take a crew report? No. Open. Can we EVA? EVA unavailable. Oh, because we're on our side. Let's try it now. Let's see if we can EVA now. No. All right, well, that's okay. I guess something is in our way. We won't be able to do our EVA. I don't want to take the chance of blowing the stupid thing up. So we will go with that. Let's see what that does for us for science. This should give us enough to pop us over the mark to get everything we need to build our first rover. Yes, 138. Nice. All right. So, it's not going to give us enough to get both of these, which is going to give us the additional batteries and what have you, but it'll give us this. We can live without the solar panels for right now because we can operate off a battery charge. But we need these rover legs. So we're going to do that. We're going to take the rover legs, right? That leaves us 48 science. That's 90, so we're almost there for that. What's this going to give us? This is going to give us that little tank. What's this going to give us? This is 46. Capsule, twin loop, da. I don't care about that. Did we get, I think we got, we didn't get yet, did we? It would be nice to have steps, but I don't know if we got them yet or not. We got the legs. No. Yes, we do. We got the Pegasus 1 mobility enhancers. These are going to come in handy. Okay, so we got pretty much everything we need to build the rover. We got 48 points. We need 90 to get the solar panels, but we can live without the solar panels for right now. We can get them when we get our next bit of research. What does this give us? This gives us MechJeb, which I'm not worried about MechJeb yet. I like MechJeb for certain things. A lot of people don't like MechJeb. It's kind of cheaty, is what people look at it as. But I just find it as automated help, which, let's be honest, you would have anyway. You know, I mean, if we were NASA, right? Thumper, tank. If we do the tank, that's 20. It's not going to give us enough for anything else, but it will give us the tank. And that puts us in line for the launch stability. Flight control is really not going to give us anything we need. Miniaturization is not going to give us anything we need right now. We really want electronics so we can get our solar cells. I think, I think we're going to spend the 20 and get the general rocketry, just so that we've got the tank and we've got the big booster. We're not going to use them right away. Man, I know the next episode we're going to get this electronics. We're going to get the solar cell. It's just a matter of time. That's the big rechargeable battery. That's, yeah. What does precision engineering get us? Relays, antennas, decouplers. Yeah, you know what? I think we're going to wait. We're gonna shoot for this next time. I think we've done enough for today. We've gotten all the science we really need to build a rover. We don't have enough for the photovoltaic panels yet, but I don't care. We can do batteries. I think we've got batteries. I believe we have the basic batteries. Yeah, we have the basic batteries, the rechargeable battery pack. It's not a lot, but it'll get us going where we want to go. We have the experimental storage unit. We have the storage. We have a few other pieces, parts. I think we're good. All right, guys. So look, that's going to be it for this episode. Next episode, we are actually going to be in the spaceplane hangar. We are going to build ourselves a little rover. It's not going to be the most durable thing in the world or anything else. What it is going to do is it is going to allow us to run around our space center and harvest all of the science that we can get out of this place. And there is a ton of it right in this area, just in the fields around it, just in the water around it, and just in the buildings. Because like I say, each one of these counts as a biome by itself. So next episode, we're going to go get a whole bunch of science. All right, guys. I think that's it for now. Let me know what you guys think. You guys take care. I'll talk to you later. Bye.